Welcome to Honeywalia Shows. I'm your host Sonal Phul. Now 51 days left, it's so easy to talk about. We were talking for so long about the city council, city elections. Now we have federal election coming too, but for city election is only 15 days left. So we have to do our homework, what kind of a councils we want, what kind of a mayor we want. So we have, on the same scenario, we have invited Tom Shaw with us. He is running from area the ward it's known as a KARHIIO, which was old Ward 11, and he has a vast experience in a business analysis. He has been a vice president about the community league of his area. He has also working from few years as a project manager with the Alberta Health Services, where he is in charge of developing or converting the old facilities to the new facilities. So we will be talking to him about the budget, how the Alberta Health Services being even provincial topic, how he can use that knowledge to bring to the city municipal infrastructure or the community and the development. Welcome, Tom.
Thank you very much for the opportunity. It's great to be here.
Thank you, Tom. Tom, my first question is that you have a vast experience as a business analytical person. You are running as a project manager, different projects with Alberta Health Services, yes. Converting the new old facilities in a new and modernizing them. Why did you decide to run as a city councillor?
I never really had the aspiration to get into city politics, but the background I've had with urban and regional planning, and then moving into the private sector, doing some infrastructure work, land development, and then now in my roles with Alberta Health Services, all these sorts of experiences, and of course my presidency with the Community League has kind of built me up towards this sort of role in being an advocate, in being a collaborator, a relationship builder. So over time, we just talking with friends, family, some of my friends just said, hey, why don't you go for this? You've built yourself up for this. Not knowing I was building myself up, just came naturally. And I thought, why not? Why not combine all my skills into a role that can advocate for the people, that can have a great voice and have that experience to walk in and really make some changes that we all need.
Thank you, Tom. And now you are working, as you mentioned, you are doing a different projects with Alberta Health Services, yes, as a project manager. That gives you a very vast experience in accounting, accountability, transparency, how to manage the money especially, and how to use and get the best out of the money we have, or the budget plan, or we can say budget planning. What you think that knowledge, if you are elected as a city councillor, how you will be using that knowledge and experience in this role? Well,
there's quite a few. I've been exposed to many aspects of the Alberta Health Services administration. It's a very lean administration, so we do things very efficiently. We watch our dollars, we watch our cents, and the exposure I've had, as you mentioned, into the accounting aspects, procurement aspects, dealing in contract law, and of course the projects themselves, has all built me up to really give me a great aspect of what we can do to help the administration as it stands right now. Get those lean aspects, get the efficiencies within the administration, which equates to savings on the other end, so we can get the core services back into place, get our lawns mowed, get our sidewalks built, and also aid in the type of project management skill set I have to maybe help the administration along with their own projects.
So you have worked. I'm bringing that topic again, or the wording again. You are working as a project manager with the provincial government. Alberta Health Services is a vast area.
It is.
But then it also gives you experience to work with different cultures, religions, ethnicity. So, and you have noticed, and recently we have gone through a lot of challenges, and we are still dealing with the challenges, violence and racism, yes, systematic racism. How you think this, if you're elected as a city councilor, how you will be dealing with those things?
Well, there's so many great aspects out of Alberta Health Services. They concentrate so much on diversity within the workforce. You look at Alberta Health Services, the CEO is a woman, the CFO is a woman. It's a predominantly a very ethnic type organization, very woman prominent as well. So I cherish in those aspects to be educated in the views of all sorts of people, and the training they have as well, especially within the Indigenous cultures. We get some great training to give us the awareness, allow us to acknowledge the challenges within all types of groups, to be empathetic and to be able to just have the mindset of the challenges that some of our folks deal with, and really relay to those types of aspects. So it's great in that regard. As well, being a project manager, I have a lot of my work is predominantly with addictions and mental health groups. So I'm not just building a facility for these folks. I'm delving into the programs that they provide. I'm delving into the folks that provide the programs, and I'm delving into the clientele that we're dealing with. So I get a great understanding of that to really be able to relay those types of processes and the initiatives that Alberta Health Services provides. And maybe in this role, I'll be able to collaborate with AHS to expand on those types of programs within the city to bring those programs that are working into the city and start expanding on those for the betterment of everyone.
So Tom, you did mention about working with the mental health, right? And we are dealing with pandemic. And now we are going on a fourth wave, and then we are also working towards the post-pandemic resolutions also. And this whole 2 years has affected so many people, not financially, but mentally also, and especially the kids, females, LGBT community.
Yes.
Small businesses, non-profit organizations. We talk about diversity and inclusion, but the mental health has been on its own. And then what my question is, we are municipality is running, the budget. So having a budget constraint, not having enough money, how you will be helping the community in mental health and going back on his feet? Coming back on his feet.
I think with the exposure I've had to the business community, land development community, as well as Alberta Health Services, I've built up a knowledge of a lot of things that will help us make the city more efficient, make our projects more efficient, so that those dollars we're saving can go back into the programming for engagement with communities, to hear what the communities need. Each specific community, I find the city has a lot of blanket policies throughout the city. It comes in and everybody does it, but we have so many unique communities and unique communities within the community. Like I think of KARHIIO in the fact that we have the community leagues, we have our businesses, but there's so many different diverse cultures within that community that we need to delve into each and every one of them to really get an understanding of what the folks need and how they want to be safe in our community, safe walking down the streets, and what the business community requires to get themselves back on the feet. I think what's lacking right now, and what I can bring to the table, is that collaboration, is that relationship building, and the meaningful engagement that goes with it.
Tom, when we talk about health, right? There are three, like being a safety consultant and part of the safety organizations, different organizations. Health is one thing, like in our industry, then it comes safety and environment. They're all like a big triangle, and they create a chain reaction and support each other. Anyone is missing, the whole pyramid collapse.
Exactly.
So when we are talking about on environmental health and safety, we also bring the information or the discussions which are going on about the downtown River Valley, building solar panels there, APCOR project. A lot of people are against, in favor, and like what we I'm hearing, with concerns, like if the project goes ahead, it will destroy the environmental, the scenic beauty. Not only that, it will also create a lot of fishery and then animals, habitats, migration and everything. What's your thoughts on it?
You know, I'm all for the city being a leader in environmental initiatives such as solar panels, leading with green initiatives with the projects that we create. But to take a swath out of the river valley, a protected area, for a solar panel farm that could predominantly be anywhere else in the city, really. I think it's a negative impact on not just our own health of being able to have this pristine land to go and enjoy, as well as the ecosystem itself. I don't believe that this is the right decision to go forward with. And I also think that it's going to start opening up other developments within that land. You approve one thing, then the next guy comes along and says, well, I want to do this. Well, you guys allowed that to occur there, so why can't I do it? So I think there's a potential for a trickle effect in that manner as well. So no, I don't think it's a viable solution to put it into that particular location.
You're watching Ahluwalia Shows, and I'm your host Sonal Phul. Today we have with Tom Shaw with us, who is running from old Ward 11, which was now currently known as KARHIIO. We are talking to him about the different concerns or discussions we are having, and which also going to impact and impacting our city elections. So Tom, my next question is, in the recent discussions or conversations came out converting the city valley to, downtown valley to a federal park. Mm-hmm. What's your thoughts on it?
You know, to be quite honest, I don't know the implications of it. It sounds rosy. It sounds great that the feds will come in and protect our river valley forest, but I have struggles understanding why we're not doing that already for ourselves. Why we're not asking EPCOR to come up with different solutions for their solar farm. We've protected it for however many years, decades. Why is it all of a sudden we have to change it to something like this? And is there an implication of ownership in that sort of relationship with the feds? I just feel this is ours to cherish and ours to protect. So why do we need that federal component within it?
So my next question, you did mention about the cutting the grass and
the core services, yeah.
Core services, but last few years it has been challenging, right? It's a lot of discussion going on about the bike lanes, how effective they are, how the bike lane has impacted the businesses also, like the strip malls, traffic, and everything,
yes.
And the financial constraint on the
builds themselves,
bills and city
cost.
budget.
Yes.
It has pro and cons, right? We have to accommodate everyone, and especially when we talk about the cutting the grass. Last year it was a
nightmare. Let's be honest.
I was using, I wanted to use a political right word.
Yes.
So now having a knowledge or information on budget and getting a best value for our money. What's your thoughts, how you will be managing these two issues?
Well, the one thing for me is, so let's talk bike lanes. Let's put it out there. And those types of ideas, I've never been afraid of the ideas themselves. It's in the implementation that I'm having struggles with. And you're going to see that on my website. You're going to hear me talk about that all the time, is in the implementation. I feel we're not delving into these reports well enough to understand the full impact of any type of project. So bike lanes, I encourage them actually in the grid type systems of the city, the White Aves, the downtowns. I don't have an issue with that. When it comes to our ward itself, KARHIIO, we're so walkable and we're so bike friendly to begin with that why aren't we coming along changing our own infrastructure that exists, restoring it, repairing it, and then maybe expanding on that a little bit to allow for these sorts of initiatives to occur. I think there's a combination aspect that could really save a lot of money, build that pride back, and get these initiatives rolling too.
And Tom, when we talk about, I'm bringing back health, safety, environment, right, and the triangle. it has a lot of impact on us, right? Not safe. When we talk especially about the safety, is not the safety of, we talk about safety for everyone, for all Edmontonians. That's the basic core for us, is right. And then the people is for, and the people providing. So it's a lot of discussions recently happening also about Edmonton Police Services, defunding them, taking the money out from, like, we have to provide the safety and security for them too, because they are part of our life, they are our families, they are part of our core services. What's your thoughts on it?
For me, actually, if you look at my platform items, my top platform items is safe communities. And that's in relation to crime prevention, that's in relation to traffic safety, and that's in relation to people safety, so that we're walking our streets. We feel safe in our communities. I have a lot of techniques and background in crime prevention through environmental design. So these are the types of things I want to promote in the community. So safe communities, getting rid of the petty crime, engaging with our community, giving them, our residents, you and I, the techniques to eliminate the petty crimes within our neighborhoods, to give the police time to concentrate on the more major crimes. I would also like to see police more engaged in the neighborhoods. There's groups like community engagement teams, neighborhood empowerment teams. I want to bring those into the fold so that they're present within the neighborhood, because there's a crime prevention technique right there, having them present. But I want it to be an aspect where our police services are given the time to get to know each and every one of us in our communities, so that it's not just going over to Joe's place, why is the cop car there? Oh, something bad must have happened. No, I want to change that mentality to say that, you know, hey, he's over at Joe's place, he's probably just engaging, building friendships, building those relationships. Those are the kind of aspects I want to see. I want to see earlier intervention with our youth as well, get them back into the schools. These are great programs that have been successful, and they seem to be pulled out for whatever reason. I'm not exactly sure. So those are great aspects that not only empower us as residents, but also show that we can come together and eliminate, reduce minor crimes that reduce our pride in our neighborhood. And that has, again, a trickle effect, that the police are now able to concentrate on the major crimes. We're able to secure our own neighborhoods, make our streets safe, so that everybody walking down the street isn't looking over their shoulder, feeling intimidated by any means or anything like that. So
no, thank you. I really appreciate, it's good to be proactive and building that kind of a relationship, so you have a trust, you have a communication, so you can talk to each other, able to share your concerns,
share our fears, and have those conversations. That's
creating
exactly
that
right.
platform is a fantastic idea, right?
Well,
and it also affects our finances also. My next question to you is about the city. Before I jump to the KARHIIO concerns,
sure.
The city, your ward concerns, my last question related to the city politics, the layer system we have. You have coming from the provincial, the administrative background, right? Mm-hmm. And I think you will be the right person to ask these questions, that the layer systems we have, we have 2 workers, 6 supervisors, and 10 managers.
It seems a little excessive to me. I haven't been able to delve into exactly the systems itself, but I feel there is an issue with efficiencies. So let's talk permits, for instance. If you have the one frontline individual who has all the knowledge, knows what needs to be done when dealing with a developer or building owner or business owner, why is it that he now is getting sign-off from 6 or 7 or 12 levels of management? By the time it hits that 12th manager, is that person really so in tune that they're going to be changing anything down at the bottom? It seems like a waste. It seems very inefficient to me. I look at myself as a project manager. I'm considered a frontline individual. I only have 5 management structures above me until I hit the CEO. That's a major organization. There's, with Alberta Health Services, you got to think the medical industry, acute care facilities. There's many standards. There's many accountabilities that we have. How is it that an organization like that can have 5 managers above me till I'm hitting the top individual versus the city where it does seem a little overbloated with that middle management?
Too much red tape.
Red tape is another factor that is very concerning to me. As an individual who manages projects, I go for a building permit, and trust me, the architects and the engineers in this town, they know their stuff. We're not putting together napkin drawings and saying, here, Mr. City, can you please approve this? No, these are designed to the nth degree, and especially within healthcare, you do have some major standards that you have to deal with. So coming back to us with minute details that really seem fairly irrelevant, and the time it's taking. I'm building a community hall right now, and we've waited it's been over 3 months for our building permit. We want to get this thing in the ground. We want to build a safe place for our community to gather. Why are we sitting here waiting for a simple thing like a building permit when these professionals have created such a great set of drawings? Where's the delays? I want to delve into those delays and bring that lean culture that I've experienced within AHS into the city and see how I can help the administration.
You're watching Honey Valia Shows, and I'm your host, Sunil Fool. We have Tom Shaw with us, who is running as a city councillor in the ward known as KARHIIO, which was Old Ward 11. It's only 51 days left, month and a half, 2 months kind of thing until we hit the city election, and in between we have federal election also. Before I go further, Tom, what message would you like to give to our viewers?
The message to the viewers, my constituents, my neighbors, my friends, is just to delve into what my message is. Check out my website, tomshaw.ca, and see the message I'm proposing. See the platform I'm covering. I'm your neighbor. I'm your friend. I've lived in the ward for over 40 years, so I know it because I live it. I've been a community leader for over 5 years now. I'm committed. I'm invested in the community, and I feel I can represent the ward based on my collaborative efforts, my relationship building, and my ability to bring the right people together to ensure that the path forward is the one that we all need and all deserve.
Thank you, Tom. All the best wishes for your election, for your campaign. You're watching Honey Valia Shows. I'm your host, Sunil Fool. It's only 51 days left for the city election. If you want to get involved with Tom Shaw's campaign, please contact them directly. If you have any questions, you can contact us also. We will forward your questions and concerns to their team, and they will be able to contact you and give you all the answers. Keep watching Honey Valia Shows. Do your homework before you go out and cast your democratic right of voting. Please use them, because unless we use it, we will not be able to see change, and if we don't have a change, or we cannot see any improvement. Keep watching Honey Valia Shows. I'm your host, Sonal Fool. Stay safe, stay warm.